Okay, I look super like shit right now because I haven't showered since like yesterday. And then I went outside and I shoveled because it's Blizzard Nemo. I don't know who's naming our blizzards lately, but they probably should stop. Um, there's got to be like 6 or 7 inches of snow outside right now, so there's my window. That's what it looks like right now. Um, so yeah, I went outside and I shoveled while it was dark out, and so I'm like gross looking. Um, Nikki just tweeted me, but I don't know what it says because I am doing this video right now and I'm doing it on my phone. So I will talk about the things she told me to talk about in her last tweet. Um, Favorite thing about One Direction? All the things. Everything that exists to do with them. That's really dramatic. Um, I don't know. I like how much they love each other, and I like how much they love what they do. And obviously, like, they do really great pop songs. And as somebody who didn't grow up, like, as a child, I was listening to, like, Joan Osborne and Tina Turner and, like, the Beatles and Tracy Chapman, like, when I was a small child. And then in middle school, I really liked the Backstreet Boys and Aaron Carter. Yeah, I'm a winner. And then in high school and late middle school, I got into like that pop punk scene that was coming up. And then like from there, I got gradually cooler. So until I was like 21, I actually listened to music that was cool. And then now it's One Direction, so that's fine. That's fine. I've learned to live with that. But they do really great pop songs. One thing or another, I'm not as impressed with as I'd like to be, but it's a lot of Harry Styles, so it's like me just fanning myself and like crying a little bit because his voice makes me want to do stuff. The end. Oh, which is a good segue because then Nikki asked me to talk about Harry Styles. And I don't know why she asked me to talk about that because that's just another me crying hysterically for 20 minutes, curled up into a ball. He's so pretty. And his voice makes me want to murder myself. I like that his speaking voice makes him sound slightly retarded because it's so slow and so low. His singing voice is just obscene. His whole self is just obscene, and he's an obscene person and should be lit on fire and charged with cruelty to human beings. And I'm going to drink more wine. If it's not like blindingly apparent that I'm slightly drunk. I drank most of a bottle of wine. In fact, I'm going to show you which bottle of wine I went to town on, so let's go look at it. So, here's the bottle. Hold on, we can't really see it. I am the only person who has drunk from this, so I've done a good job. I'm trying to like see the screen here and like see what I'm seeing there rather than like flipping the camera because I don't think that's an option right now. So yeah, I've drank a lot of wine and now I'm drinking red wine. But that's fine. That's totally fine. So I talk about Harry Styles and wine. And now Nikki wants to know about the best holiday I've ever been on. So I've not been to like a lot of places, even including the United States. Once Nikki comes here, she'll have been to like more interesting places than I've ever been in the United States. I haven't been further west in the US than Pennsylvania, which doesn't mean anything unless you're American. Get a map, I don't know. Sorry, I wanted to see if my tongue was purple. I've been all up and down the East Coast. I think I've hit every East Coast state, but I have been out of the country 2 times. In high school, I went to Italy, and that was really great, and it would have been more great if we had been allowed to drink. We were allowed to have, because it was school and we're American, and so our drinking age is 21. We could have 1 cultural glass of wine her meal or dinner, and it was just dinner. And I didn't like most of the people who were on my trip. I really liked my chaperones, and I was friends with 4 girls, and like 15 or 16 girls were there, because if you don't know, I went to all-girls boarding school. But we were also the favorites of the chaperones, so we pretty much got to do whatever we wanted. I had a great time. I saw beautiful things. I'm a history nerd. I'm like not a cool person. So I actually got to be at the Vatican for Palm Sunday for Pope John Paul II. And none of my friends wanted to go to that, and I couldn't understand why. Like, I mean, I was raised Irish Catholic culturally, so I'm like not a very strong Catholic. I mean, I like girls, and the church tells me not to, so there's like a lot of issues there. But that was like more like a historical thing. Why wouldn't you be there for something that Pope John Paul was probably not going to be there for that much longer, where he was all kinds of not okay with being the alive thing. So that was really great, and none of my friends wanted to go. But the upside is that the chaperone who went had grown up in Italy, so she spoke Italian, and she was able to tell me everything that was going on because I stuck with her, which was really cool. Do I remember what he said? No, it was a bunch of stuff about like Jesus and yay and all this other stuff. But it actually wasn't Pope John Paul II who was saying anything, because he was so sick. He did come to the window and wave and bless us all, which was nice. But yeah, it was really cool. Like I went all through Italy. I went to Genoa, I went to Florence, which is where we spent a lot of our time, and that was personally my favorite place, because partially it was just how much time we spent there, and also it was beautiful. We stayed someplace on Lake Como, and that's right where we went to. We got off our plane, and we hit a huge traffic jam trying to get to where we were going. So when we got to this town, and I don't remember the name of it because it was almost 10 years ago, because I'm 1,000 years old. We got there, it was dark, we couldn't see anything, and so we had dinner, and we had to wake up just when the sun was getting up, and we were all like jet lagged and stuff like that, and we all woke up, and we were late for everything, because when we woke up, we're in this little Italian town, we're on Lake Como, and Como's surrounded by mountains, so we've got this beautiful sunrise coming up, so it's all those sunrise colors in the sky, and pink, orange, blue, like a little bit of blue, like just those fiery colors, and all the mountains are black, and then it's all reflected on top of the lake. So we were all out on the tiny balconies that were on at our hotel taking pictures of that for like 20 minutes, and we got super yelled at, but it was awesome. And then when we were in Genoa or wherever Romeo and Juliet takes place, we saw Romeo and Juliet balcony, but